I'm never happy when we lose, guys. I'm never happy when Spurs fail. I don't want us to fail. I'm just saying, that relegation is how we are going to fix this club once and for all. That's the point I made. By the way, I just want to say thank you to. I've been inundated tonight with people saying, "How do I join the cult? How do I join this delegation?" So, it's literally blown up. I wasn't expecting this.
You started a movement.
I really have. I didn't. It's all a bit of banter, but Sammy, I've put a link in the chat if you don't mind for people that want to subscribe to Stlegation, because I am actually going to build something here now. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. But look,
I think it must be a way of coping for everyone. Let's just everyone join Stlegation. Stlegation FC. We can take over Tottenham, start a new football club.
Listen, people are realising slowly, right, to stop listening to the people that are in denial, the people that that just ignore all the facts, like Amir. Amir will come and tell you guys, yeah, guys, positive American optimism, which is nothing wrong with that.
You mean Ariane, not Amir.
Oh, sorry, Ariane. Beg your pardon, not Amir. I take that back. Ariane, with his positive optimism, there's nothing wrong with it, and it's just deluded beyond all recognition. It's just talking crap.
I love
guys,
Ariane.
we're terrible.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, look, I love him too. I chat to him once in a while on WhatsApp, but he's completely in denial. He just ignores the fact that we are the worst team in the Premier League. We've got the worst record in the Premier League in terms of defensive stats. I think there's about 10 stats where we're rock bottom. We haven't won a game in 2026. Wolves have won. They've won more games in the last month than we've won all season at home.
They've won more in the last 5 days than we have in the last 10 months.
Wow.
I mean, you hear these stats and people say things like, "Yeah, we're going to beat Fulham. I think we can get something against Arsenal." It's absolutely mad, man. It's ridiculous. We are the worst team in the Premier League. I've watched a lot of teams in the bottom 6 in the last month, because obviously they're the teams we're now facing for relegation. They all look better than Tottenham. They all play better than Tottenham, and they all show far more desire to stay up than Tottenham. We are hands down the worst team in the Premier League right now. I mean that. It's not me trying to
that's what I've been saying.
100%.
I've been saying the same.
I mean it.
We don't know how to play
I think
football.
we're dog shit, mate. We're proper dog shit.
Yeah.
So tonight.
Go on tonight. I was just going to ask you on tonight. Like, did it hinge on that red card? Was that the turning point? Could we have got something out of the game? And also, what did you think of Van der Ven's decision to do what he did?
I thought the game started better for Crystal Palace. For the first 20 minutes, I thought they were the better team. I thought we had 1 or 2 moments where we got up there, end of the pitch, but Palace were the better side. They actually deserved to go 1-0 up, but they were very unlucky with that offside decision. But that's football. We went up the other end. Some really good play from Archie Gray, and Solanke scored. And you're thinking 1-0. You know what? We're actually not 1-0 down. That's a good thing, because when we go 1-0 down, we crumble. But we capitulated, guys. We completely capitulated. Everyone wanted Danzo to start, and he got bullied, which allowed the through ball to penetrate our defence. And then Van der Ven got caught out, and he panicked. He panicked in the moment, and he pulled the player back. I don't think he was thinking he would get a red card. I think he just tried to maybe just, those cheeky ones where you just a little bit of a grab, but the referee saw it as quite a cynical pull. VAR agreed, and he got a straight red. And as soon as they scored, you knew what was coming. There wasn't a Spurs fan in the world that didn't know that we were about to get battered. And then the defence crumbled, fell apart, got cut open, players quite out of position, the goalie getting nutmegged. Pretty much what we've seen for most of the season. I thought Tudor completely fucked it. You've gone down to 10 men, and it's 1-1. Just go to a back 4 and put 5 in the middle. Tell the striker to drop in and just try and protect for about 10-15 minutes. Just get some stability for 10-15 minutes until we can regroup and figure out what we're going to do. He panics, rushes, makes some subs. He takes off a defender. You know, what good is that going to do for Sousa's confidence? And I think he didn't need to make those subs so quickly. He could have just stabilised it and just gone to a back four. Instead, he rushed it, and I think it destabilised us. And we were just trying to figure out where we were playing, rejig our formation, sort out our bearings. And in that moment, Palace caught us. As we were in a tactical transition trying to figure it out. And bear in mind, these players, they played one system against Arsenal, a different system against Fulham, another system tonight. Players playing in different positions in every game. The players are confused. This is like Frank on steroids. Tudor is actually worse than Frank, in my opinion. And I really mean that. And I think he confused the players, and we got punished by Crystal Palace in that moment, because second half, after he had 15 minutes to just speak with the players and try and galvanise them, we looked better in the second half. I think Palace took their foot off the gas a bit as well, but we definitely came out with more intent. But I think it's because we regrouped, and that could have actually happened had he stabilised us after the equaliser. But he didn't. He panicked, rushed the subs on, and I think Tudor... I don't blame Tudor for the sending off. I don't blame him for the fact that we went... the score was 1-1. But I blame him for his initial response, which I think jeopardised us. We probably still would have lost, guys, because we're down to 10 men. But I think he panicked, and he didn't need to react that quickly. He could have just reshaped the team and told them to just hold for 10 minutes. Just hold.
He said...
But that's that.
He said in his press conference he liked what he saw. He said the boat is going in the right direction. Whoever's going to come with us on the boat can come. If you're not on the boat, you can leave. Like, who do you think he's talking about? Do you think Van de Ven is one of them with what he did tonight?
I think he's talking absolute shit. I think he's talking absolute waffle. You know, it reminds me of Eric Cantona when he talked about the trawlers and the birds when he had a 9-month suspension.
Isn't he implying some are on board with what's going on and some are just, looking to get off the boat and leave? I guess, or not, or they're not in it. Their heart's not in it.
His job is to bring the team together, change the way we play, motivate them, and unify the team to try and win 3 or 4 games. If he's now going to publicly say some want to be here, some don't want to be here, the ones that don't want to be here, they can leave. Where are they going to leave? No one's leaving. No one's leaving. All these players are here. They're not going anywhere. And he can't pick and choose who he's going to bring with him or not because we don't have a big enough squad. We've got too many injuries for him. So what he's saying is nonsense. If he had 20 players, then yeah, you can say it. But you don't, mate. You can barely pick a starting 11. It's mental. It's absolute madness. And I you know what? People are going to target Van de Ven tonight. But this is another problem that's been happening all season. At the start of the year, Basuma got targeted because he was taking in balloons, gas-filled balloons. So we went after Basuma for being unprofessional. Then we attacked Porro for being crap as a right back, even though we weren't playing with attacking fullbacks, and that's what he is. Then we went after Richarlison for being crap. Then Vicario got... he was the next victim because he was dropping clangers, a couple against Fulham and whatnot. Then we got bored of going after them, so we went after Romero. He's not a captain. He's not a leader. So now Romero's out of the picture because he's banned. We've got to find a new person to target. So now we're going to go after Van de Ven. But Van de Ven's going to be suspended now, so we're going to have to find another player to target.
Back to Romero. Romero's back to him.
Yeah, he'll probably get sent off against Liverpool, so we'll go after him. This constant, it's that player's fault, it's this player's fault, it's this... How's about we've had a series of crap managers, we've got a recruitment team that is shocking, we've got an ownership that has done nothing but make negligent, saboteur-esque decisions for far too long, and a fan base that accepts it. A fan base that doesn't want to protest, doesn't want to boycott, doesn't want to take action, and just, it's all right. It's okay. That's the problem, guys. Everything at the club every year or every 2 years, we talk about we need a reset. Mm-hmm. We need a project. We have not reset since Poch. We have not conducted a proper project since Poch. We haven't. The project lasts between 6 to 18 months. The transfers don't make sense because the projects are all different. And here we are now paying the consequences of all of those mismanaged decisions. All of it has now manifested into Tottenham being the worst team in the Premier League. And all roads lead back to ENIC. And to the 1% of fans that protested and demonstrated and tried to stand and fight for change, I feel sorry for those fans. But for the other 99%, you've brought this on yourselves. I'm sorry. And I know it's not a popular thing to say. Stlegation is the only way forward. Stlegation for liberation. We need a major reset, which will only be instigated by a major catastrophic event for ENIC. Because if we stay in the Premier League, they're going to get away with murder. And you know what? They're not going to fix this. Van der Ven's going to leave. Romero's going to leave. There's news tonight that Vuskovic is being tapped up by Barcelona. We're going to end up with the weaker players, and they're not going to attract the quality needed because they don't have a plan, because they don't need to have a plan. They don't need a plan because they've got the protection of the Premier League umbrella and the income that comes with it. I think we're going down, guys.
Do you feel the damage has been done when it comes to everything leading to this moment?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. The last chance we had was to give Ange that chance. That was the last chance we had because when he won us that trophy, people will say it was the players, you know, whatever camp you want to sit in. But to win a trophy and get us into Champions League, it was worth just rolling the dice and backing him and seeing what could have manifested, because that could have been the beginning of the project. But we binned it and we went with Frank. That was never a realistic project because Vinay and Lange got overruled by their superiors. So clearly the Frank project was never serious, because if it was serious, Vinay and Lange would have been allowed to see it out. But they weren't. They were overruled. The chairman was told, no, you've got it wrong. And the football director was told, you've got it wrong. And Paratici left because he wasn't going to continue working under these conditions. So the last chance we had was probably under Ange. But a lot of fans will disagree with that. A lot of fans will say, no, he had to go. He was crap. But yeah, the damage was done, Sim. It's just where we are now is if we wanted to avoid relegation, Frank had to be sacked after the Nottingham Forest game. At worst, the last kind of opportunity was to sack him after the West Ham lost. But they allowed it to continue to a point of where now they made a panic signing in Tudor. He's got no Premier League experience. People think that our players need a rocket up their arse. They don't. Our players don't need a rocket up their arse. They need a manager that's going to come in and lie to them and tell them they're all wonderful, they're all superstars, they're all going to play in the World Cup, they're better than what they've been told, and to just give them a false of, almost a false sense of confidence and get them playing basic passing football, right? If you look at Wolves, if you look at Man United, if you look at other teams that have changed managers, they've got those teams moving the ball. You could say maybe they've got better players, but to not teach the fundamentals of pass and move is criminal. Like, I watch us play. We can't freaking pass a ball. I mean, we looked okay in patches in the second half, but I watch it and I say to myself, I know what I would coach here. We might not win games, but at least the football will be more possession-based. It'll be harder for the opposition to score because we're keeping the ball and would actually create a little bit more. But this Tudor guy, I don't know what he's trying to do. I mean, do you guys watch Tudor's game plan and say, "Oh, I get what he's trying to do"? Do you two? In the last 3 games, have you two watched a game under Tudor and understood what he's trying to do?
I think he's trying to definitely be a bit more aggressive with the press at times, but on the ball, for me, I feel like he's kind of looked at the situation and been like, okay, we need more energy, we need more intensity. You know, in a relegation fight, you need passion. So he's worked a lot on a lot of these things. How do we get him win more duels? How do we, you know, get closer to the opposition? But it seems like he hasn't done any work on our in possession game, because we still look as clueless as we ever have under Frank in how we build up, how we play through the thirds, how we get the ball into the final third. We just resort to giving it to Porro and knocking it long, essentially.
Same thing.
Same thing. And I feel like either it hasn't been worked on or the players aren't good enough to put in a plan. But we know they are, because we saw under Ange that when they put in a plan to build up in possession, they're very good at keeping the ball and keeping possession and getting the ball to the final third, right? The problem with Ange is they couldn't stop counter-attacks, and they probably weren't good enough to finish the chances on enough occasions. That was the problem under Ange, but the problem wasn't how he moved the ball or the build-up or anything like that. And that has seemed to be a massive problem this whole season.
We just need someone to tell the players to pass the ball. Like, I don't get why it's so difficult. Like, I don't understand. Why does every other team in the league do it but us? And
Yeah,
it's been
we
like the whole
can't seem to
season.
pass the ball
I don't
forward.
get it.
It's side to side until we have to go long.
I don't get it.
People say to me, our players are shit, they can't. But then I argue, last season, if you look at our passing stats, the forward passes, the percentage possession stats, the individual passing possession stats, individual players, and the progressive passes, they are all considerably better than this season.
Exactly.
So that says to me there is a coaching failure at the club, as well as the players, some of them simply not being good enough. There was a case tonight when Moani had the ball in the first half, and he was caught with the ball in the right back position, and two players surrounded him.
And no help, yeah.
Right, but here's the thing. One player should have made the move up the line and for him to feed the ball to. No one made that movement. Or Vicario should have run to the edge of his box along the byline where the corner flag is and called for the ball to receive it. He didn't have a movement up the line. He didn't have a movement where he was facing. So if the movement isn't there, there's no player for Moani to pass to. So therefore, he's either got to use skill and get out of it, which is what he tried and he lost possession, or just smash the ball out of play. Moani made a complete fuck up of it. Now, you telling me he's technically incapable of making a decent pass or just to clear the ball off the pitch? Of course he's capable. But the movement isn't there. And that's because that pattern of play or that motion of play has not been coached. And I see it all the time. Like, when I see the goalie just blamming it up the field to no man's land, like, what is that? What are we trying to do with that? So, I thought Tudor, as I was told, you know, he's going to come in and change things. It's exactly the same. It's no different. His approach is no different, other than what you said. He presses a bit better, and that's it. Really.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We've given him a 12-game run. You know, he had 5 days before North London Derby. I'm not saying, you know, he shouldn't make any impact at the moment. But I'm just saying it's hard for him to turn around the shower of shit that we have put him in 3 games time. Like Nuno, yeah, look how well they're doing now, right? But look how but they're West Ham. They appointed him when they appointed him in October time,
Yes.
November time. Like they appointed him then. He went 10 games without a win. And now look at them. So look how much time it took, and we're expecting him to turn it around after 3 games. Now I understand that's the remit. Don't get me wrong. I understand that's the job he's in, because, you know, because he's come in to make an immediate impact. So we need it now. But I'm just saying, like, that's why it was so wrong to wait so long to fire Frank, because it's not giving the guy enough time to turn this shit around. And I don't know if he has enough time.
100%. 100%. Like I said, Frank should have been gone after the Nottingham Forest game. But at the same time, Man United, Wolves and Nottingham Forest have also made managerial changes the same kind of period Tottenham did. Look at the difference at Nottingham Forest, look at the difference at Wolves, and look at the difference at Man United compared to Spurs. People are going to say, oh, but Man United have got better players. Okay, so what, Wolves now, have they got better players?
Again, Edwards lost his first. It took a while for him to get a result.
Yeah, but the thing is, look at the way those teams are playing, Sim. Look at the way they're playing. We're playing shit. We are playing god awful football.
It's true.
I don't see our football improving. If tonight we were popping the ball, creating some killer passes through their back lines, some deadly crosses into the box, a nice bit of possession play, keeping the ball for 45 seconds, something like that. At least I could come on your show tonight and say, guys, do you know what? We weren't too bad tonight. I know we lost, but if we can build on that. But I'm coming on tonight saying we were shit. Same as Fulham, same as Arsenal. We're going to go to Anfield and we're going to get battered.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to get absolutely blammed at Anfield, especially with Atletico Madrid in between, who we're not going to beat. Right, this is the end of the Champions League road. We're not going to turn it on, and then we're going to go into that Nottingham Forest game, which for me now, because people were saying this is the biggest game of the season. For me, it wasn't. It's the Nottingham Forest game, because that has a direct impact on relegation in the sense of it's either us, West Ham, Leeds, or Forest that go down with Burnley and Wolves. We can't play West Ham again, but we can play Forest. We're going to go into that Forest game having not won in like 12 games, something stupid, because I think we lose the next 3. And when we play Forest, we're going into that game with very little confidence, and they're going into it with belief and a knowledge that they can beat Tottenham. If we don't win that one, 100% we're going down. 100% we're going down, because we're not going to beat Sunderland away. We're not going to beat Chelsea or Villa. In fact, I think Chelsea might send us down. And that would be the nail in the coffin. Arsenal winning the league, Spurs getting relegated, and Chelsea being the ones that send. It will be the most painful day for every Spurs fan.
So what's your percentage at now? What's your percentage at now?
50-50.
Fifth, really? Still high. I'm higher
What,
than
of us
that.
going down?
Yeah, I'm higher than that.
It's 50-50 because as it stands, we still are 16th. We still are 16th. And Forest and West Ham do have to get those points above us. But the reason I'm saying 50-50 is because, honestly, Sim, it all depends on that Forest game. And I was saying this to James Flower earlier on, that I know everyone's looking at this Palace game tonight, but if we lose it, we're still going to be 16th. But that Nottingham Forest game, if we lose that, we will go 18th. If we lose that, mark my words, we will be 18th that day. And then it's official. We are in the relegation zone. So I think that Nottingham Forest game is the one. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think we win it. I don't think we beat Nottingham Forest. I really don't. And it's a tragedy that we are in that 50-50 scenario of going down. But listen, if we do go down,
and you think we got a better chance if we sack Tudor? Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, if we do go down, as painful it's gonna be, and I won't be happy. I'm not gonna come on here and smile if we get relegated. But I do believe it'll be the best thing that happens for us in terms of a proper reset. It'll be a painful reset, and it'll take a couple of years maybe before we come back up. And I don't think fans want to stomach it. I get it. But I honestly believe it's the only way we will ever see a true reset of how this ownership behaves, or whether this ownership stays. I think anything but that, it's just a nice feeling to say we're in the Premier League. Yay, we get to do it all over again. Nah, man.
I think
Staying in the Premier League for me isn't the way forward anymore. Not with this ownership, Sim.
I think you're wrong. I think you're wrong. I think we. What's it called? I think the owners are so clueless and incompetent that if we were to go down, the planning and the decision making it would take to get us back up, they're not capable of. I really don't think they're capable of it. I think we would only get worse. I think we're really putting everything at risk if we go down.
They're not capable of it because they know they can get away with bad decisions. For example, we can go and spend 65 million on Richarlison, get it completely wrong. That's all right. We fucked it. We crack on as normal. They can go and chuck, I don't know, 50 million at Brennan Johnson. It doesn't work out after 2 years. It's all right. We'll just sell him for 35 million. We'll take a 15 million pound loss. It's cool, because they always know that the Premier League and the European football income will save them. Whereas if we go down, they're going to have to really, really think about who they sign. They're going to have to really, really think about those academy kids they put on loan, or whether or not actually it's financially better to give these young kids a chance. Maybe instead of spending £30 million on Odebert, let's play Mikey Moore and let him have a season instead and see what happens. And they're going to have to really think about the manager they hire, because they're not going to be able to sack managers. They won't be able to afford the compensation.
And if they really think about it, what will that help? Because they don't know anything about football.
Which is why I think they will bring in someone who's going to be given more freedom to build a footballing plan, on the basis that if they don't do that and they want to do it, they're never going to see the Premier League again, and they're gonna hit even more financial difficulty to the point of where the asset isn't worth it for them. And listen, there comes a point where you have to make money in this game, especially a club like Tottenham with the financial structure that we have.
Agreed.
You can't just make irresponsible financial decisions when you don't have the financial mechanisms to pull you out of trouble when you get it wrong, which is what the Premier League gives them. It's what European gives them. In the Championship, they can't afford to make those mistakes, which means they're going to have to really sit down with the academy director, with some footballing experts, and say, you guys, we're going to have to actually trust you and back you.
But the thing
because
is,
if we don't, we're going to end up in Division 1, and then what?
I understand.
Then they've got nothing.
I understand what you're saying, but the thing is, they have been trying to get things right. They just don't know how to. Like the things they've been doing. Like, this isn't defending them. I'm saying they're so incompetent. I'm sure they spent hours looking at who to hire from a footballing perspective, sporting directors, managers, all these different things. I'm sure they go through all the right processes. Vinay did a 30-point plan 30 candidate plan of 10-point process to hire Frank. All these different things. I'm just saying, like, we're not here because they want to be here, or they don't care that we're 17th. Of course they care. They want us in Europe every year because they want that money. That money means a lot, and they want as many revenue sources as they can. So I'm telling you, they try. They are just incompetent. And I'm saying, if we go down, that incompetency is going to lead us to a worse place than if we stay up. It's not going to make them change. It's just going to expose their incompetency for even more than it already has.
And they will pay the financial price for that. They will take the financial hit for that. And when they do, it's going to get to the point where they say, do you know what? We don't want this asset. We don't want this bullshit anymore. And they will sell. They will sell because the financial asset doesn't add up to what they thought it was going to be when they built the £1 billion stadium. The whole point of building that stadium was to increase their cash flow, increase their revenue, increase their ability to borrow more money for future projects. I mean, the hotel is now on hold. That hotel has now been put on hold. Why? It's because we might go down. So when we go down, you're not getting your hotel. You're not getting that property project that you thought you were going to build in Northumberland Park. You're not going to get the business valuation you thought you were going to get, so you can sell the club one day at a 40x of the initial capital investment that you bought the club for. When they are hit with these kinds of financial restraints, do you know what? Either they fix up or they sell up. But if we stay in the Premier League, I just think we're going to go round and round in circles. Maybe we get top 4, maybe we get 17th, maybe we end up mid-table. One good signing, one shit signing, one terrible signing. And we're just going to keep going round and round and round. Nothing will change like this. We go through this. We go through this every year. Every year we go through the same conversations.
Stlegation we've never done before, I have to say.
Listen, I'm bringing something new to the table. It's fresh. It's a grassroots movement. If people want to know, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, Mr. Stelios on Spurs. I'm going to start a database. We're going to build a Stlegation army, and we are together. We are going to come up with a proper plan of action. I'm telling you.
But the thing is, you have no control whether we go down or not. So you put a whole movement of just hoping we go down.
Well, hey, listen, if we don't go down, Stlegation continues. We just got to take a different approach. I might have to rebrand it. I don't know, but mate, something has got to be done.
Was that term born on this channel, or does someone comment it, like, or having it already been coined? when you were on here.
I think someone said it in the comments.
Yeah, and I read it out.
So,
was that when it was born, or someone said it before?
I don't know. I've been hearing it. I don't know. Everywhere I go now, I just see it. It's not even. I'm not even called Stell anymore. I'm just called Stlegation. It's ridiculous. But mate, I'm loving it. Sod it. Let's
Ridiculous.
do it. Let's do it.
So wait. So just to nail you down, you say your point being is even if we do get a lot worse once we go down, it will also benefit us because ENIC will have to sell. So you're not bothered whether we get double relegated or triple relegated, because that will lead to ENIC going.
I don't think we're going to get relegated beyond the Championship, Sim. I don't see that. I remember when Aston Villa went down, everyone said, "Oh, look at Leicester City. We're going to be like Leicester if we go down." No, we're not Leicester City. We're a different animal. Aston Villa went down, and look at them now. They bounced back. They stayed down for a year or two, but when they came back with a proper idea, a proper system, and now look at them. They're a much better outfit for it. Some clubs go down, they stay longer, like the Newcastles and the Leicesters, but we're an animal. Tottenham Hotspur is an animal. We are a very desirable club. A lot of people want to be involved with our club. Mm-hmm. We might lose some of that popularity, but there's always going to be someone out there that says, "Do you know what? I wouldn't mind a piece of Tottenham." And I bet you ENIC get more offers when we're in the Championship because we'll be seen as a cheaper purchase than what we are now. And just maybe ENIC say, "Do you know what? We're fucking done with this. What is the point?" Because I'm telling you now, ENIC are not going to accept being in the Championship for more than a year or two, mate. They're not going to handle that because they are going to hemorrhage money. They are going to hemorrhage cash flow. Their ability to fund the projects that they've planned in their heads, it's all going to go out the window. So either they fix the football once and for all, they stop focusing on money and they just focus on football and sacking managers and because listen, they are capable. They've hired Poch, they've hired Conte, they've hired Redknapp, they've hired Ange, they've hired Paratici, they've hired Mitchell. They have hired good people. They're not incompetent to the point they can't hire good people. Their problem is they don't stick with them. They don't keep them. And they'll be forced to do that because they're not going to fork out the compensation. They're going to have to stick with a plan at some point. And I think in the Premier League, they're not going to do it because they haven't got the minerals for it, and they know they can get away with it in the Premier League. Whereas in the Championship, they're not going to get away with it. I want us to stay up, guys. And I want ENIC to change.
Wait, what?
But they're not going to. I want Tottenham to stay up and for ENIC to change.
Stelegation's a fraud. Stelegation's over.
It's done.
It's done.
No.
He's been outed.
It's not done.
The Stelegation president wants us to stay up. What is going on?
Breaking news. I want us to stay up if ENIC change, but they're not going to. I'm hearing noises that they're going to keep Lange. And they want to bring someone to work with him. I don't want this dual football director nonsense. If I honestly believed ENIC would change, I'd say stay up, but they're not going to change. They will never change. They do it to us all the time. They lie to the fans. They fob off the fans. They pitch some story, some spin, some vision. Oh, we're going to go down the data-driven model. Oh, we're going to change our scouts. Oh, we're going to improve the medical department. Oh, Frank's a project manager. We went through a 15-step process to identify him. Oh, we're going to do this. It's just lies. It's lies. It's lies. They don't believe a word they're saying. They will never change. If we go down, they won't have a choice. There's no hiding place in the Championship. You can't hide down there. It's not the place this club was built for. This club was never meant to be a Championship club. That stadium was never designed for the Championship. And they will feel it. They will feel it down there. Something will give. And it breaks my heart to say this, guys. It breaks my heart. But I just want what's best for Tottenham in the long term. And in the long term, at some point, we are going to have to go through short-term pain. Like real short-term pain. And the issue is, in the Premier League, when the pain comes, they can't stomach it. They can't stomach the pain in the Premier League. But in the Championship, they won't have a choice. And that's the point I'm making. Stlegation is the only way.
Do you think the only chance to stay up is to sack Tudor now?
But for me, it's just
I thought that after Fulham.
I know.
I thought that after Fulham.
Mm-hmm.
But part of me now feels it's too late. I think part of me now feels whatever we do, we're fucked, because the only chance Tottenham has of staying up, the only chance, is you've got to beat Nottingham Forest. So the question is, would I have a different manager for that game? Yeah, I would. I'd have a different manager for Nottingham Forest, because if you don't win that game, there is no doubt in my mind Spurs will be relegated. If you do not beat Nottingham Forest, Tottenham is going to get relegated.
I'm saying, so do you think the best chance we have is getting someone else apart from Tudor in charge for that game?
Yes. Yeah.
My question is, do you
sack
think
Tudor, yeah.
if we play, do you think this football is going to change until the end of the season? The way we're playing right now?
Under Tudor?
Yeah.
No.
And that means, in your opinion, we're not going to pick up a single result?
We might grab a draw. Like we might snatch a win against Leeds. You know, I'm sure we've got a win in us and a couple of draws. But is that enough?
If that's the case, then what's the point of keeping him?
He's saying
this one.
Yeah, that's what.
Sorry, what was your name? I didn't catch your name, buddy.
Costa.
Costa.
Yeah.
Costa. What I'm saying is, I agree with you. I would get rid of him on the basis that if we're going to stay up, you've got to beat Nottingham Forest. That is the biggest game, bar none, for me. That's the one I looked at a couple of weeks ago, and I said, that's the one. So if I think staying up means beating Nottingham Forest, then we need a different manager for that game, because I don't believe Tudor will beat Nottingham Forest. Not the way he goes about it. Another manager might get a win, but not Tudor. So yeah, I would sack him. Yeah, I would.
Do you think the club will, or considering it?
When is there's a game we play, and then there's like a 10-game gap between we play.
There's an international break after Forest.
We play Atletico Madrid on Tuesday. When do we play Liverpool?
Sunday.
What, like 5 days later?
Yeah.
And then we play Atletico.
And then Atletico again, and then Forest, and then international break.
Okay. If we get absolutely battered by Atletico or Liverpool, I think they sack him. If we lose like a 1-0, 2-1, I think he might survive. But if we get a whooping, like a proper whooping, I think he's gone. Because that's it. The players are completely gone at that stage. I mean, they're gone now, but if we get a whooping, that means the players just completely fell apart beyond all recognition. You know, that's a tsunami.
Yeah, I felt like if he'll probably get the Forest game, and if we haven't won a game until then, I think then he'll be gone. I think because then you have an international break to find a manager.
I don't think they can risk not having a new manager in place for the Forest game if we're still losing, because that Forest game is the decider.
But it's too quick a turnaround. It's too quick a turnaround. It's like 3 days in between each game. I can't see them having a new manager in place.
Mate, then I'd get rid of him now, because you cannot walk away from the Forest game without 3 points, guys, because that is the relegation decider for me. That is the biggest 6-pointer of our season. That is the 6-pointer of all 6-pointers for Tottenham Hotspur. In the 30-odd years we've been in the Premier League, that is the biggest 6-pointer we're ever going to play. I'm telling you. We can't risk it. We can't risk him being the manager for that game, because Forest are going to bring it. Forest are going to go for it. Forest have got the players to hurt us, and they've got 2 outstanding centre-backs that we're going to have to get past. I don't see how having Tudor in charge of that game makes any sense whatsoever, because after Forest it's all tough games. You know, Villa away, Chelsea away, Sunderland away, Everton, they're no mugs. They're on the brink of qualifying but mate, all these teams will eat us.
We won't win another game.
We have not with
I just don't think we win a single game.
I mean, I'm looking at fixtures of I mean, maybe Wolves, but even that game I can't see us winning at the moment.
We didn't beat any of them last year.
We're not beating Wolves.
We
not
didn't beat
beating
any of
Wolves.
the teams we have left. We didn't beat any of them last season.
Yeah, we're not beating Wolves, guys. I've watched them the last 3 games. They're really good. They're actually playing really.
They can play
really
football.
Well. It's
They
actually
can pass the ball.
It's actually a tragedy that they're getting relegated. The way they're playing now, they don't deserve to get relegated, but they will get relegated because they were shocking for the first kind of 20 odd games this season. But I don't know, guys. For me, if we don't beat Forest, Spurs will be a Championship club, and I'm not going to budge from that position. If we don't beat Forest, Tottenham Hotspur will be in the Championship. No matter what anyone tells you, that's the day we're done. That is the official day, rubber stamp. See you later. Championship it is for you, Tottenham. Which is why Tudor can't be the manager for that game. Absolutely no chance can he be the manager for that game, especially if we get battered by Liverpool. Especially. That's my take on it.
All right, Stel, big up to you. You want to plug? So you got a new channel is that a new channel, or is it just a channel rebranded?
No, it's a new channel I'm starting. Solo YouTube effort. Mr. Stelios on Spurs and the Stlegation army. Get involved, subscribe. I'll be distributing some more information of what we're going to do.
I thought you were about to say merch, but I was like, okay, just information. Okay.
Maybe we'll have Stlegation merch. Could you imagine? Oh my god!
Stlegation.
Oh my lord!
Selling outside the ground. Hello, do you want to be Stelegated today? No. You have to knock on doors. Have you heard of our Lord and Saviour, Mr. Stlegation?
Stelegate, good times, come on.
Yeah, we have to joke about it because it's such a sad situation.
Listen, if you don't laugh, people, you're gonna cry. Because I'll tell you one thing I noticed today. I've never seen it before at Tottenham. I was watching the final whistle, and the camera zoomed into the terraces, and there were people just standing there, dumbstruck. People just staring into thin air like a reindeer in headlights. And I think tonight it hit.
It's sunk in for a lot of people, yeah. So this is it.
It properly now hit them, the damage this club's done. Tonight's the night they realise Charrington, Vinay, Levy, Enoch, Lewis family, Lange, Flange, Hitch, all of it. Tonight's the night they realised, shit. And part of me felt actually very sad for them because they've never been to that place before. Whereas people like me and Brian were there 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
we've been carrying that pain for 5 years, but it hit them tonight. And there was one picture, and it was actually it was tragic, man. It was this. It was 3 elderly people. You can tell they've been watching Spurs in the 60s and 70s, and they were sitting there all grey-haired, jackets on, scarves because they're cold, and they just looked lost. And I thought, you know what? You don't deserve that. You don't deserve that because you've been with this club for, your entire life. You got your pension, and Tottenham's just your one thing you've got in life to get out of the house and just hang out with your friends before your time's up. And to see them so sad like that, I actually felt that tonight. I did actually feel that, and I thought, you don't deserve this, but what can we do, man? This ownership's an absolute disgrace.
Well, big up to you, and everyone go and subscribe to Stel's new channel. I'm sure it's going to be fireworks over there. I'm looking forward to see how it grows. And if you want to be Stelegated, go and check Stel's new channel. Big up to you, mate.
Can you stop saying that, please? Can you stop saying Stelegated? There's no need. Oh, Lord. Anyway,
brilliant.
Look, man, it is what it is. If we go down, we go down. If we stay up, we do it by the skin of our teeth. But that Nottingham Forest game, that is the one. That is the one. 100%. That's the game.
Big up to you, Stel. Speak to you in a bit.
Big up, Sim. Big up, Costas. Take care, guys.
See ya.